in a Rolls Royce. That is the undoubted pleasure of the chairman and his wife, Mr. and Mrs. Jack McGinn, and the manager and his wife, Billy McNeil and Liz. And their journey is, of course, absolutely necessary, because at the end of it, they will be raising the championship flag. And they certainly will not be exceeding the speed limit, because I'm quite sure these supporters in the background will want to linger over this site, an indication of the resurgence of Celtic, and the supporters at the traditional Celtic end of the ground awaiting the Celtic dignitaries and the raising of the flag on the specially erected flagpole. There it is to the left. It is a temporary structure, but I think the symbolism of it, more than anything else, will satisfy the Celtic supporters. And now this simple but nevertheless very important ceremony. The flag is unfurled. Sometimes it doesn't go all that smoothly. Flag being a little naughty, it's not as windy as one would have liked maybe. Nevertheless, there it is. And a very popular selection of Tommy Burns as replacement captain for Roy Aitken. In an unfamiliar looking Celtic team, without Bonner, without Aitken, it's a bit like Celtic Park without the jungle itself. But there is a reconstruction under the captaincy of Tommy Burns, as I said, who last season had his testimonial. And in that vital position in goal, Ian Andrew, signed in the close season from Leicester City, and signed in a bit of an emergency situation for Celtic as a result of that serious operation that Pat Bonner had. And talking about reconstruction, we can see it also in the team from the east, the capital city, Edinburgh, part of Midlothian, and I must say I like the signings that they have made. First of all, we have a man back in the maroon colours. He started out with Hearts, Eamon Bannon. And the thing about Bannon is not just his spectacular play as he comes forward, but his intense work rate, and I think he's going to be a signing of inestimable value for the Hearts. And a player who's been a bit of a mystery in Scottish football, blowing rather hot and cold, but when he is hot, he's outstanding. I'm talking, of course, about Ian Ferguson, number 9, the scorer, potentially the scorer of some great goals. And there's the referee, Bob Valentine, still smiling. The last time I saw his features was in Gelsenkirchen when he was refereeing West Germany against Denmark, and he refereed that with great assurance. The opening day of the B&Q Premier Division Championship, there must be a lot of tingling nerves out there, and I have to confess myself that life is bearable now that football is back. I'm sure there are some ladies watching the programme wouldn't agree with that, but there we are. I think I share that view in common with the approximately 45,000 people inside Celtic Park. Nice touch there by McCarthy. A lot of hard tackling, and Whittaker just sweeping it away. Burns. I say last season I was impressed by the play of Anton Rogan. This is Walker. Watched very carefully by Dave McPherson. The old 1-2. Well, that's a tempting ball. And just past. Well, I think you might say that is a typical traditional Celtic opening. It's looking really rather shredded there. Here's Burns. Brogan. Well, Mike Galloway held back in the tackle very intelligently there. No foul. McStay. Neat little reverse pass. And Hards remaining cool in defence. Pressure still on though. Well, you've got to be cool when the Celtic flood is coming towards you. Offside. Well, the Celtic supporters loving this, but I must say, it's all a bit frantic and hectic. It needs the likes of Tommy Burns to put his foot in the ball and try and inject some subtlety into the play. Well, Ferguson took up very good position. Just a little bit too delayed. Bannon. There's Ferguson. It's a clever ball. Cahoon trying to go in. And notice how that Celtic defence cover up for each other. That was Rogan. And just once or twice. Oh, by the way, I like that fashion of Paul McStay's. I'm not quite sure if it's to support him or not, but it's very nifty. Black, a little bit slow. He could have pushed that through. Well, that's a bit ambitious. Then Ferguson, and that's an excellent save. Oh, Ian Andrew will like that, but really, I think proved the match for that. McAvenny. Burns. McStay, not quite in the game, not grasping it the way he normally does. There's Mackay. Ferguson laid that up beautifully. There's a good run forward. Murray. Can he touch it in? Oh, it's inches away. A superb move by Hart. The young fullback, Malcolm Murray, doing a big caught on the hop. McStay. Cahoon. Draw to Celtic. There's McPherson up and over, and I think it'll be a free kick. Just dabbed forward, looking for a return, and coming through now McStay. Miller simply hasn't had the service in this game, and look at that. Ooh, Henry Smith stayed on his line, and the Celtic players are irate. Referee brushing the protest aside. Miller switching wings for this. Oh. Well, I don't think that was in a textbook on how to cope with a corner kick. Just over the halfway stage of this first half. Still nothing each. Miller did that so delicately. Brilliantly tackled though. Burns. Oh, it did have to be a free kick, yes. Really taken out. Davy McPherson judging he was going to be beaten by pace. Free kick to Celtic. Oh, a bad one. Really got to stretch the defence from that, and that was simply to the first defender in line. Up comes Berry. Referee waving play on. I thought Cahoon stretched out too far offside. Right behind to Bannon. That's Cahoon. That's a tempting ball in McCarthy, taking no chances. To the far post as McPherson, Galloway, bit of pressure now by Hearts. That's Galloway. This is where the benefit of McCarthy in the air comes off for Celtic. Oh, gift. Now Cahoon on his own. Oh, superb play, and that's a great save. Excellent play by the ex-Celtic player. Mackay, up they come. There's Cahoon, and offside. Rogan. That was. McStay. Tommy Burns. Once again trying to get to the line. Galloway is with them. I think the referee's given the free kick, yes. Barging from the back. Oh, they all stood and waited. What's a give by Cahoon? That's an excellent pass. And he tried to cull it round. And that really came from that very bad and slack ball by Cahoon. Whittaker, Galloway. Rogan very hard there, now McStay. Rogan. That's an excellent move by Celtic. They seem to have been bogged down in midfield, and then suddenly that more fluid, flexible move, injecting a bit of variety and almost coming off. Smith committed himself exactly. That's a very good ball out. Here's Mackay. Oh dear. No. That was much too negative from that positive position. He had players going right down the middle and chooses to knock it back. And there goes the half-time whistle. The first 45 minutes of the season at Celtic Park are over. We've had no goals, but I suppose the next best thing, that furious opening by Celtic in which they looked as if they would sweep Hearts away, and the Hearts defence looking groggy in the first 8 or 10 minutes or so, and then beginning to reassert itself, and despite all that, I suppose the half-time team talks will hope that they will get some more variety out of the two sides in the second half. And hard starting off the second half. Perhaps got more out of the first 45 minutes in the sense that they did withstand a great deal of initial pressure and then managed to counter-attack efficiently and almost sneaked a couple of goals out of it. But the score, of course, is still nothing each. It's been frantic, and I think at times much too frantic, much too fast. Free kick to Celtic. It's McCarthy. Nicely judged ball. Rogan jumps very well, always has. Excellent ball, and just touched away. Joe Miller racing in. Walker. Oh, he should have cut it to the side. And Smith. Fouled, I think, yes. McAvenny strongly in. The man has scored the goal at the end of the cup final. And the ball was dropped by Smith. Impressed by Malcolm Murray today. Knows when to come forward. Looks good in defence. Galloway is in there. Whoa. Some wild tackling at times, as I said. There's a chip forward, but that should be covered by McCarthy. It certainly looked like handball to me, but the referee turned away from it. Morris. Go to Celtic. Miller busting through the middle. Morris. Oh, superb play by McStay. It's there. McAvenny. 1-0. 6 minutes of the second half gone. And all coming from that delightful play by Paul McStay. Just one little touch of subtlety and the deadlock is broken. Bit shaky, McAvenny is in there, and then is Smith. Andy Walker treating him a bit like Beech's Brook, up and over. It's to me like Sandy Clark is coming on for Hearts. And it's Gary Mackay, the captain, who has gone off. Beautiful header away there by McCarthy, rising in the pack of players. Walker. Joe Miller it is on that far side. Great pace. Well, that was based on pace and nothing much more than that. Didn't really have any support immediately with him. Miller said to desert the right wing to try and get something out of the game. He's been very closely marked. And he gets a corner. Far post one, Smith. Cleanly taken. That was a real test. Straight to Grant. Galloway. That wasn't really a very clever ball by him, and Bannon turned it into a 50-50 one. Sandy Clark certainly hasn't had time to warm up yet. Very broad-shouldered player, powerful in the air, lays off the ball extremely well. Cahoon. Showed a bit of support. No, very weak. Now Galloway. This is Bannon. Well, it was a bit more like the old Eamon Bannon taking players on. He gets a second bite at it. Well, that's too careless. Dr. Hart. Got the impression at the moment that Celtic are taking a breather. It's the same intense play from them. But nevertheless, trying to pressurize when necessary. And away goes McAvenny. Oh, that tie. Free kick. A difficult one by Morris. Started off as difficult, increased by that deflection. Here's Tommy Byrne. Dragged out by Rogan on the overlap. Bannon comes back. There goes Black. Here's Cahoon. That's not a bad ball, and Clark can't bring it down well. In fact, if he had missed that altogether, I think the advantage would have been Hart, because Ferguson was on the far right behind them. Clark. Hart's trying manfully to fight their way back into this game. Clark. Oh, it's a goal kick. There was a double rebound there. Managers have to try and sort things out in the field, and Alec MacDonald and Sandy Jardine together, that joint managership, looking more than a little perplexed. 1-0 down and nothing much happening for Hearts on the field. Clark. Bit too tight, aim at Bannon. Nobody up for that for Hearts. Whittaker. Thought he went straight for the player. Joe Miller, excellent play by Celtic. He fights back well. Ooh, just beyond them. Burns, and that ought to have been put in the back of the net. Miller getting a second bite of the cherry. And We're midway through the second half. Celtic still in the lead. 1-0. McCarthy. Good effort by McAvenny. Would have been rather spectacular if he'd made contact. Clark. Plays it off well. Better play by Hart. Cahoon. Good positioning there. Black. And the final ball's a bad one. And they get in a real tangle. It hasn't been sharp or incisive enough for Hearts up front. Perfectly illustrated there. Oh, that's very slack. Eamon Bannon. Yes, he gets a free kick out of that. Clark. Cahoon. Then Black, and a neat touch there by Morris. Just got rid of that. Looked as if it might go for a corner. Never goes up, this player. Go to Hart. And Kenny Black will take it down there. Berry with a touch. Corner kick. Bannon fighting very hard for it. Eamon Bannon always capable of a touch of class in the game, and that's precisely what Hearts need now. McPherson trying the touch back. McAvenny just got that. Bannon. Ferguson. No. Straight to the goalkeeper. His eye on the ball. A superb pass. I thought it might have been onside. Miller. And he's saved. Oh, what a mischance. That would have been a glorious individual goal. Superbly saved on the line. Pressure still on though. Away by Galloway. That would have killed Hart stone dead. Black fought out of it well. And money to Black. Free kick, I would think, yes. Walker in sharp as ever. Bannon is back and looked to me to be pulled back. He did. Feels for a penalty. It is. Certainly a penalty. Henry Smith will be facing up to Andy Walker himself. Oh, he saved it. Oh. That was a lazy-looking penalty kick. I mean, I do not detract from the save, but that was And there is the final whistle. McAvenny, the goal scorer, acknowledging the fans. It really was a superb goal, brilliantly set up by McStay, and the finishing, the measure of it. Celtic supporters have had a bit of a gala day again, and Celtic with a most satisfactory start to the defence of that championship.
Probably suggested, but you know, these are the difficult games. I'm perfectly well satisfied with the result.
Now, Paul McStay was marked by one of the best markers in the business, but it was a little touch of brilliance that really turned the game.
Well, that's right. I found it difficult to get away from the big lad Berry, because he stayed very close to him, cut down his room, cut down his space. But I felt what Paul did was showed a lot of imagination, a lot of ability. Plus the fact that Frank McAvenny finished it off very, very well indeed.
Now, everybody has been anticipating that this is going to be a straightforward confrontation between Celtic and Rangers this season. But looking at Hearts today, they played some good football as well, and they stuck to the task right to the end. Do you think this is a false assumption on many of our parts?
Well, I think very much so that, you know, Hearts have got too much to offer to end up second best all the time. I think something will happen for Hearts. I've got a lot of respect for them, a lot of time for them.
Your private jet, by the way.
No, it's supposed to be yours, actually, I thought. But having said that, you know, I think they're a good side, and they're a difficult side to beat. They persevere, they stick with you. They'll be up there challenging.